Assalamualaikum. Good evening. Today, my group will present on the professional body standard and certificate. Next. Okay, get to know us. The first picture is myself, Jauharatuldini&Mardhiah, and the next picture is Mardhiah Najwa. Okay, this is the first part, which is Malaysian Institute of Accountant, which is MIA. This established under the Accountancy Act 1967, which is MIA is the National Accountancy body that regulates, which is there develop, support and enhance the integrity, status and interest to the profession in Malaysia. Okay, MIA, which is their accord, the Chartered Accountant Nation, or which is CAM, which is designed to a professional in accountancy in a business and finance with a recognized qualification and the relevant experience. Okay. The next point is the MIA, which is connect its membership to a wide range of information resources, event, professional development, and networking opportunities. Okay, this MIA, the international look and the connection are reflected in membership, which is the regional and international professional organization, which is they have Asian Federation of Accountant AFA and the International Federation of Accountant, which is IFAC. Okay, the purpose of MIA, it is to regulate and develop the accountancy profession to support the economic growth and the nation building. The third is the MIA vision. It is purpose to regulate and develop the accountancy profession to support the economic growth and the nation building. Okay, the next slide. Okay, the value, it is first one is the integrity, mutual trust and respect, professionalism, accountability, commitment, teamwork and sustainability. Okay, the MIA strategy objective, which is develop and enhance the competency of accountancy professional to stay relevant to the business and the market demand. For the second one is the nature of the professional value and ethics of member to uphold a strong accountancy profession. Okay, the third is to regulate and develop the practice of the accountancy profession, which is consistent with a global standard and the best practice. Okay, the last part is the promote the value proposition of the accountancy profession and the continuously build the global recognition. Okay, the next slide. Okay, this is the MIA function, which is section 6 of the Accountants Act 1967. First one is to determine the qualification of person for admission as members. Second is to provide for the training and education by the institute or any other body. Okay, the third one is the excellent for capturing this audience beyond at one-time event. Okay, the fourth is the approve the MIA qualification examination, which is QE, which is to regulate and supervise the conduct of the examination. 5 is the regulate the practice of the profession. 6 is to promote in any manner it thinks fit to interest to the profession. Okay, 7 is to render pecuniary or to other assistance to member or their dependents as it thinks fit with a view to protecting or promoting to welfare members. Last is to do such act as it thinks to fit for the purpose for achieving any of the aforesaid objective. Okay, the next slide. Okay, for the membership and education, it is comprised for main sector, which is the namely commerce and industry, public practice, public sector and the academia. It is important, which is there to bring all the accountants into one community to develop their and they will grow the accountancy profession. Okay, in this their members, they have the MIA place, which is their membership service as their priority and daily activities. Okay, for the function, MIA specified the Accountants Act 1967 regulating the profession to providing the training and education for promoting the interest to the accountancy. Okay, The MIA role, which is their support and promote the development of accounting education in the country, which is they have the greater challenge and also the responsible to ensuring the both existing and their future professionalism. Okay, the next slide. Okay, the MAICSA, which is the Malaysian Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators, they founded 1959 and as affiliated body to Chartered Governance Institute (CGI). Okay, the Chartered Governance Institute (CGI) is leading the professional body for the Chartered Secretary and Chartered Governance professional in the United Kingdom and throughout the world. Okay, on 16 September 2019, they formalized the Chartered Governance Institute from Institute of Chartered Secretary and Administrator. MAICSA is a founder member of Corporate Secretary International Associate Limited CSIA. Okay, the vision is to be premier professional body in promoting good governance and best practice in organization. For the mission is they provide education and training in the good governance, ethical practice, and the corporate administration. Okay, it is to undertake research, development, and publication of governance guide and standard. It also to commit chartered secretaries to uphold and advocate good governance principle and practice. Okay, next slide. MAICSA objective is to be an integral member of an international professional organization, whether within the ICSA fraternity with or with other governance related body globally. Okay, the second is effective governance structure, which is they have large enough to have the mixture of experience necessary for growth, small enough to be agile, able to respond quickly to the time-sensitive market issue. Okay, the third one is good social tools for managing community relations like consultant, consensus, consideration, and accommodation for over the political tools. Okay, the last is a clearly state vision and mission to have focus on the development of good practice of corporate secretaryship, governance, and leadership. Okay, the next slide. Okay, for the roles of company secretary, which is for the first, they have the preparation of board meetings. Second is their officer of the company and advisor to the board. Third is filling the annual returns. Fourth is the compliance with statutory requirement and advisory. For the last, they will have the custody of the company seal. Okay, for the membership, they have two grades of membership, which is associate and fellow. They have election to membership can only be applied by those who have passed the institute examination and they will be admitted as the graduateship. Okay, the graduateship is the successful finalized in the institute which is examination are automatically transferred to the graduateship and may use the designation letter, which is the CGI grade. Okay, associateship, they have must at least 6 relevant working experience and the designation letter which is associate ACIS, which is the CS and CGP. For the fellowship, they have the senior grade of membership. They have election to fellowship can only be applied by the Allied Associate. Okay, which is they have must at least 8 years of the relevant working experience. Okay, the next slide. Okay, for the CTIM, which is they have background, which is they have Chartered Tax Institute of Malaysia, which is they have a significant role as the premier professional body responsible for the matters of concerning taxation in this country. Okay, the Chartered Tax Institute Malaysia is a former under the auspice of the Malaysia Institute Accountant, MIA, which is they established in 1991. Okay, for the CTIM, which is they have only professional body in Malaysia to provide an entry level to the world taxation. Okay, this objective is to train and build a pool of qualified taxation personnel as well as to foster and maintain the highest standard of the professional ethics. Okay, the next slide. Okay, the mission statement is the premium body for tax professional, which is to be the premium body providing the effective institutional support to members and the promoting the convergence of interest with government using the taxation as a tool for the nation economic advancement. It is also to attain the highest standard to the technical and professional competency. For the taxation, which is they have as a carrier. For the first is they have tax professional in a demand because all the organization, whether small or medium or the large conglomerates, require taxation advice. They have other function of tax professional. First is advising on structuring of executive remuneration package, advising on type of investment incentive provided by the government. Third, advising on restructuring and recognizing scheme which may it may involve the transfer of share and real property, trading stock, fixed asset and debtors. Okay, the fourth is advising the both local and foreign investor. And last is cross-border tax planning. Okay, the next slide. Okay, membership of CITM is institute a membership based of the professional body for tax professional in Malaysia, which is the membership of institute are serviced by the membership service department. This membership is associate member who meet the relevant qualifying criteria are invited to apply to be the fellow members. Okay, this is the qualification, which is they have application for admission to membership institute, which is they will be reviewed by the membership committee, and if they are recommended for the approval, they will forward the council for a decision. Okay, next. The MIIAM, which is the Institute of Internal Auditor Malaysia. It is non-profit professional organization which is dedicated to the advancements and development of the internal audit profession in Malaysia. The MIIAM Malaysia was established in 1977 as chapter of the Institute Internal Auditor in corporate USA and elevated to the status of National Institute in 1988, which is their membership is exit the 500 mark. Okay. In 1994 July, IIAM Malaysia was incorporated as the company limited by guarantee, which is they grown progressively in size and statute, which is they serve more than 3,000 members in Malaysia. Okay, the next slide is the vision, which is the internal audit professionals, which is they are recognized as indispensable to effective governance, risk management and control. The mission is to provide the dynamic leadership for the global professional of internal auditing, which is they are advocating and promoting the value that internal audit professionals add to their organization. Second is they provide comprehensive professional educational and development opportunities. Third is researching, disseminating and promoting knowledge, educating practitioners and other relevant audience on best practice. Last is to bring together their internal auditor to share the information and experience. For the objective, they will have recognized the voice for the internal audit profession. They develop and sustain the internal audit profession in Malaysia through the appropriate infrastructure, coordination, support and communication. They have also provided the exceptional service to IIA Malaysia members. They have the roles, which is they have assessed the management risk. They are advising the management in all levels. They also have analyzed the operation and confirm information. Okay, next. The membership. For the first one is the individual membership, which is they have the honorary member, which is the comfort status. The second one is the fellow member, the comfort status upon the person who have achieved the distinction in their profession and who have the made value contribution. And they also have the professional member, and the fourth is the associate member, which is this is to class open who are engaged in field related to internal auditing. In the five is the student member, which is they have opened this class to engage the study of internal auditing. Okay, the second is the corporate membership. It is class to open organization or company who nominate the employee as their representative. Okay, the third is the audit committee membership, which must be a company director, executive or non-executive, who has been currently serving as a member of the Board of Audit Committee. Okay, the next slide. Pass to Mardhiah.
Right, thank you, Dini. So for the next one is the MASB, which is Malaysian Accounting Standards Board. It was established under the Financial Reporting Act 1997 as the standard setting body of Financial Reporting Foundation, whose functions shall be the determination and issuance of accounting standards for the preparation of financial statements, in which they are required to be prepared or lodged under any law administered by the Securities Commission Malaysia, Bank Negara Malaysia, and the registrar of the companies. So the MASB, together with the FRF, make up the frameworks for financial reporting in Malaysia, and the standards comprises an independent standard setting structure with representation from all relevant parties in the standard setting process, which includes preparers, users, regulators, and also accountancy profession. Okay, next, so these are all the functions and powers of the MASB as provided under the Act, which is first, issue new accounting standards as approved accounting standards, review, revise, or adopt as approved accounting standards existing accounting standards, amend, substitute, suspend, defer, withdraw, or revoke any approved accounting standards in whole or in part, or issue, approve, review, revise, amend, substitute, suspend, defer, withdraw, or revoke any issues bulletin in whole or in part. Okay, but I won't be taking up so much time to mention all the functions and powers as per stated in the Act. So you guys can check it out and to go to the website to self-read by yourself for more understanding. Okay, the next one is the MASB missions, which is to develop and promote high quality accounting and financial reporting standards that are consistent with international best practice for the benefit of users, preparers, auditors, and the public in Malaysia. And MASB also seeks to participate in and contribute to the development of a single set of financial reporting standards for international use. Okay, so MASB is also guided by a clear set of policy objectives. So these are the set of policy objectives, which is first to develop high quality accounting standards for financial reporting that benefit users, preparers, auditors, and also the public, to participate in and contribute to the International Accounting Standards Board, IASB, standard setting process in the development of a single set of high quality, globally accepted financial reporting standards for international use, to collaborate with other national standard setters for the development of globally accepted financial reporting standards for international use, to promote the use and seek views on the application of accounting and financial reporting standards by way of engagement and dissemination of information to users, preparers, auditors, and the public. Okay, so these set of policy objectives can also be self-reading materials for you guys. So you guys can just go to their website and read it to gain more and more understanding. Okay, so the next one is the IFRS, which is International Financial Reporting Standards. IFRS is a not-for-profit public interest organization to develop a single set of high quality, understandable, and foreseeable and globally accepted accounting and sustainability disclosure standards, and to promote and facilitate adoption of the standards. It developed by two standard setting boards, which is the International Accounting Standard Board, IASB, and the latest one is International Sustainability Standards Board, ISSB. So IASB sets IFRS accounting standards. Meanwhile, ISSB sets IFRS sustainability disclosure standards. So IFRS accounting standards actually set out how a company prepares its financial statements, and the IFRS sustainability disclosure standards set out how a company discloses information about the sustainability. And the board's work closely to ensure that the standards complement each other as to provide the investors with transparent and reliable information as well as the information about sustainability factors. So the mission for IFRS is to develop standards that bring transparency, accountability, and efficiency to financial markets around the world. Their works to serve the public interest by fostering trust, growth, and long-term financial stability in the global economy. So these are the mission. IFRS standards bring transparency by enhancing the international comparability and quality of the financial information, enabling investors and other market participants to make informed economic decisions. IFRS also strengthen accountability by reducing the information gap between the providers of capital and the people to whom they have entrusted their money, and they are also to contribute to economic efficiency by helping investors to identify opportunities and risks across the world. So IFRS are currently required in more than 140 jurisdictions and permitted in many more. So the last one is the Generally Accepted Accounting Principle, which is GAAP. Okay, so GAAP are standards that encompass the details, complexities, and legalities of business and corporate accounting. So FASB uses GAAP as the foundation for its comprehensive sets of approved accounting methods and practices. So there are 10 GAAP principles, which is principle of regularity, which compliant accountants strictly adhere to established rules and regulations. Principle of consistency. Consistent standards are applied throughout the financial reporting process. Principle of sincerity, which is compliant accountants are committed to accuracy and impartiality. Principle of permanence of methods, which is consistent procedures are used in the preparation to all financial reports. Principle of non-compensation. All aspects of an organization's performance, whether positive or negative, are fully reported with no prospect of debt compensation. And principle of prudence. Speculation does not influence the reporting of financial data. Principle of continuity asset, which is asset valuations assume the organization's operations will continue. Principle of periodicity, which is reporting of revenues is divided by standard accounting periods such as fiscal quarters or fiscal years. Principle of materiality, financial reports fully disclose the organization's monetary situation. And the last one is principle of utmost good faith, which is all involved parties are assumed to be acting honestly. So basically, the GAAP compliance makes the financial reporting process transparent and standardized assumptions, terminology, definitions, and also the methods. So external parties can easily compare financial statements issued by GAAP compliant entities and safely assume consistency, which allows for quick and accurate cross-company comparisons. And then the standards also deliver transparency and continuity as they enable investors and stakeholders to make sound evidence-based decisions. And the last one, the consistency of GAAP also allows companies to more easily evaluate strategic business options for their company. So now we go for the past year paper questions, which is we decided to take it from UiTM December 2016. Question 1.3, the convergence of accounting standards refers to the goal of establishing a single set of accounting standards to be used internationally, known as IFRS. So convergence in some form has been taking place for several decades, and efforts today include projects that aim to reduce the differences between accounting standards. So discuss briefly 4 potential benefits of adopting international financial reporting standards. So 10 marks. Okay, so this is the answer. So first we put the introduction because when the question asks us to give 4 potential benefits, so I assume for 4 benefits, 8 marks because 1 point and 1 explanation for each point. So the 2 more marks came from introduction and also the conclusion. So for the introduction, IFRS standards are based on sound and clearly stated principles that benefits all stakeholders in the years to come, together with improved corporate governance and increased free flow of capital across the globe. So first point is IFRS bring transparency by enhancing the international comparability and quality of financial information, as this enable investors and other market participants to make informed economic decisions. The second point is IFRS strengthen accountability by reducing the information gap between the providers of capital and the people to whom they have entrusted their money. This is because their standards provide information that is needed to hold management to account as a source of globally comparable information. IFRS are also vital importance to regulators around the world. The third point is IFRS contribute to economic efficiency by helping investors to identify opportunities and risks across the world, thus improving capital allocation. And the explanation, in fact, for businesses, the use of a single trusted accounting language lowers the cost of capital and reduces international reporting costs. And the last point is IFRS has brought net benefits to capital markets. The documented benefits include a lower cost of capital for some companies and increased investment in jurisdictions adopting IFRS standards. So the conclusion is IFRS address this challenge by providing a high quality, internationally recognized set of accounting standards that bring transparency, accountability, and efficiency to financial markets around the world. The next question is the RTM Pasir paper, December 2018. Question 3A. So briefly explain three main functions of the MASB, which is Malaysian Accounting Standard Board. So 6 marks. So we assume that every point contribute to 2 marks, which is the first point is issue new accounting standards as approved accounting standards, which is approval of MASB. Approved accounting standards are related to documents, including the conceptual framework for financial reporting, exposure draft, and other discussion documents is the sole responsibility of the MASB. The second point is review, revise, or adopt as approved accounting standards, existing accounting standards. So when the relevant issues have been identified, a working group chaired by a member of the MASB and comprises a project manager, representative from industry, auditors, and regulatory authorities are appointed by the MASB to debate on the issues. And lastly, following from the research and deliberation, the findings are presented to the MASB for the review. The last point is amend, substitute, suspend, defer, withdraw, or revoke any approved accounting standards in whole or in part. So for MPERS issues, the MASB decides whether to make a submission to the ISB or to amend them to improve the financial information for users of financial statements of those entities that qualify to apply the standards. So that contributes to 6 marks for the second question. So I think that's all from us. Thank you.